Sounds great.
We're calling Dave.
Hello.
Hey, Dave, Paul, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. I got my good buddy Tommy in the studio. Say hi, Tommy.
Hey, what's going on, Dave?
Hey, how you doing, Tommy?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
Dave, so happy to talk to you. Actually, I know Dave from childhood. For everybody listening live, the story behind Dave and I we have a he's the uncle to the best man at my wedding, and so growing up, I would see Dave every once in a while, and Dave's younger than me, but he's the uncle to my buddy. So the interesting story. Turns out we actually both love to fish. We've been fishing since we were kids. And I saw his picture on one of the social media groups that he belongs to that we both do, and I was like, this guy looks familiar, and I know that name, so I just reached out to him, and I was like, I think we know each other, and we hooked up again. And so Dave is actually part of our pro staff now. He promotes us quite a bit.
Yep.
And so we're going to hear from Dave on not just the fish photos, but everything he's doing. He's good friends. Both you and I work with Bite On, and that's Tony, and so he knows Tony good.
Yeah, so he knows Tony good, and I see on his hat there on his pictures that he also knows Drew's Custom Baits. So he's
a good friend of Drew, and nice. So are we.
Yes.
All right, so Dave, you sent in a photo, and we want to
yes, sir.
We want to hear your fish story. The idea behind the radio show and podcast is to spread happiness to the world through the joys of fishing, and we feel like fish photos do just that. Okay. And we want to hear where you caught those fish, the bait you were using, and then the size, if you were able to measure it in any way, and then we'll just go from there because. I actually talked to Dave offline, and it's just like we talk a lot. So I'll try not to interrupt your fish story.
I'm sure Dave regrets every moment.
Oh, stop it! Tommy doesn't even that's standard Tommy to hate.
I don't hate. Yeah. I don't hate. I'm just saying.
He's just spending his love in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love.
Right, Tommy?
That's what it is, love. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm excited to be on the show today. Me and Paul, we go way back. I just turned 35, so I'm guessing Paul's like around 37, 38.
Oh, thank you.
Around there.
He's like closer to 40.
I'm turning 40 next month.
Yeah, see, Dave, you're about my age.
Tommy.
You're my age.
Tommy, no one's counting, all right?
No.
No one's counting.
It's just a number.
I'm counting now. He's the oldest, 10-year-old kid that I know. Like, he's 40, but he looks like he's like 10.
At least I could still walk up a hill without taking a break.
You still sound like you're 8.
Yeah. Rewind a couple months ago, and Paul reached out to me, and the name sounded familiar, and I was like, let me start looking at this guy's pictures, so I accepted the request and, did a little research, and I was like, oh yeah, he's, I remember him, and all the memories started to come back into my mind. Like, hey, I remember he was at my uncle's house or my brother's house, and he was hanging out for Christmas, or he would be there. I remember him going to Sadie Hawkins and prom with my nephew, and just all these memories started coming back, and it was all great memories, And I'm very glad that Paul reached out to me and we linked up, because we both share the joy and love for fishing. I'm passionate about it. I mean, if you look at some of my profile pics, I have a fly rod tattooed on my hand and a rainbow trout on my finger. So,
nice.
I love fishing. I catfish, bass, freshwater I really prefer more, if I could say, than saltwater. Nothing against saltwater, but I have more access to the freshwater scene out here where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I prefer trout. Trout is my
trout's fun.
I just love trout. Beautiful fish, great fighting fish. You could catch it both ways. You could throw a rod out and put a little piece of bait on there, and hopefully you get hit, or you could attack it by, with plastics, jigging it, Castmasters, whatever it may be, and yeah, that's basically it. And the photos I share with you guys, it's just from different lakes throughout SoCal. I've probably been through every single lake in SoCal multiple times, so it's Southern California has some great fishing for those who don't know. A lot of people back east have a lot of great fishing, but SoCal's they got a lot of great fishing too. There's I love it out here.
Well, and Dave, that's kind of funny because most people, when they think of SoCal, they just think of the saltwater fishing. But you're absolutely right, dude. They've got some great lakes out here. They've got some great inshore freshwater fishing. It's awesome, man. I mean, there's a couple lakes there that I enjoy just going to every trout season and stuff like that. So
yeah, Tommy's a big trout. So am I. I started in trout. Trout and catfish was my thing when I was younger, and then I just got into saltwater because we lived so close to it, and did a little surf fishing, and
actually, we just did that a couple months ago,
and got into bass when I was older.
Yeah.
And man,
kind of like that's how it was for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's you start out one way, and then I mean, the first time I ever went fishing was my buddy's dad took us out, and he was like, I'm gonna take you fishing. I was like probably, I don't know, like 10, 11. I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then he took us out to since you're kind of local, the area. He took us out to Santa Ana River Lakes, and and he took me trout fishing, and I fell in love with it. After that, it was like, when are we going? And I mean,
exactly. You get the bug for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I try to do a lot with when I hit the lakes. There's a lot of people out there who don't know how to fish. And for trout fishing, you know what I mean. In particular, it's like you need real finesse gear, like light line. Works very well. Sometimes I've gone out there and I see people or kids, older gentlemen, trying to help their kids, but throwing saltwater gear.
Yeah.
Big old weights, real thick 10 plus pound line.
Yep.
And they're not having success, and I'll tell them, hey, you know what? A little word of advice next time, just a little bit lighter line. And they kind of, oh, okay, cool. And there's been times where I tell people advice and I see them months later down the road, because I try to fish at least, once every 10 days. That's my goal. Get some fishing in once every 10 days, and I'll come back and see them and they'll be like, hey man, I just want to tell you, thank you. A couple of years ago, you gave me some suggestions and it works now. Now I'm catching fish left and right, and that's where it comes down to just the bait companies, my Bite On, Tony Williams with their great company, great fish attractant for all fishing of the market, saltwater, freshwater, bass, cap, you name it, Also, same thing with Drew's Custom Bait, my buddy Andrew, great guy. Him and Tony Williams, great people, in the fishing community.
Absolutely.
Really outstanding. They do a lot for kids. They donate a lot of stuff, As of recently, I've been hosting up little pop-up gatherings, for the community, for us, just to link up, spread the knowledge of fishing and share the joy of fishing, There's sometimes that something I might be doing that won't work, it's not working. And
tell everybody where to find you, because Dave puts together tournaments out in Southern California.
Pop-ups, yeah.
They're called pop-up events, but they're just events that what that means actually is Dave will organize a tournament out in Southern California, and so if you're following Dave, you'll be able to, and it just might be spur of the moment, same week. So tell everybody where to find you, Dave. Your Instagram handle is, I believe it's Father and Son Fishing. Is that correct?
That is correct, Paul. Yeah, that's where you can find me at Father and Son Fishing on Instagram. My Facebook, I will link you from my Instagram to my Facebook account.
Yeah.
That way it's easier, because there's so many Dave Gonzaleses in the world. It's hard to find one.
Just I've had popular. Before with, you're just people, that popular.
Not at all. I'm just a guy from Pico Rivera, California.
There you go.
I made my way around SoCal for fishing. But yeah, man. One of the pictures I would like to talk about. Well, two of them. I shared that you shared, Paul, was the one where I have the bigger trout in my hand.
Yep.
That's actually my personal best from Ukaipa last year, which was 8-3. I won 8-3, and it got me fourth place at the Derby.
Oh,
So
no
that
way.
was
Nice.
that was an awesome experience. You know, I was in first all day, and then not all day. I'm sorry, I was in first for a couple hours, so I got the taste of it, and then I got knocked out. So.
Oh,
But but that's my personal best trout right there. And then that was caught on a bite on fish attractant, garlic crimson.
Yep.
It's a great attractant. You know,
That's my personal favorite.
it's regular garlic, but it has like a glitter and a shimmer to it, and it adds
the red
I guess
flake
it just
in
adds that exactly, and it adds that much more to when the fish are hungry, you know. And that was on a white mini jig from Drew's Custom Baits. That's pretty much my go-to right there. Both that combo right there.
Nice.
that's great. Yeah, we both like Bite On. We're actually featuring Bite On in some of our boxes this month. We have them going out in our bid boxes as well. And so we have weekly bids.
Actually, Drew's is in the box.
So is Drew. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, actually, you guys got his new model, which is called the Torpedo Jig, and we've been killing it on the trout. Probably the last 3 or 4 months when he released it. Dude. And it's really it's a great bait. You know, it's great to see you guys paired along inside the tackle boxes with Bite On, Outsiders, and Drew's Custom Bait. It's really a great partnership right there. You guys, it's a fire box. So for those who are listening, check it out. Subscribe, to the Outsiders tackle box. Check it out, guys. You guys won't be disappointed with Bite On or Drew's Custom Baits inside those boxes.
Yeah, thank you. And both of those people actually will actually be in business for 2 years in July. Yeah. And so Drew awesome. and Tony have been with us since the very beginning. Yep. And so we have been fortunate enough to last 2 years. And one of the big companies is either, I believe the chatter on the internet is that they're out of business now, one of the boxes. And so we're fortunate enough to be in the marketplace. In the subscription box tackle market, so we're happy to be here.
Going back real quick to Bite On, and
right.
Going back real quick to Bite On and Drew, though, for the people that are listening right now, definitely check out their baits and products. I mean, they're good guys, good products, good stuff, and like Dave said, and it's a shameless plug for me, but they're in the boxes this month. So if you want a box, get a box. You can try them out, and he's not joking. They're actually pretty legit.
And
legit
just
places.
Coincidentally, both those people are giants. Like Tony's 6'4",
they're tall
and
guys.
So is Drew.
But we are also very short.
You and
people.
I are tiny.
We're
short.
We're short. I mean, I'm tiny. I'm tiny compared to them.
Yeah.
Drew's like a big polar bear.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
dude, we ran into Drew over at the Fred Hall show.
Fred Hall show.
And then, dude, I came around the corner and he's like, Tommy! And he came over and gave me a big old hug, and I'm like, oh my god, it was like being swallowed. Like I was just like, I'm so small, but I'm actually fat. I felt so tiny.
I was like, how's the weather up there? Because he's just
tall,
way up there.
Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, every time he gives me a hug, man. He squeezes me. And he doesn't mean to do it on purpose, but my eyes pop out of my sockets. That's how much pressure he applies to me.
But he's such a cool guy. Such a cool guy, dude.
And then Tony Williams is just a great, nice man. Like he's a
nice
good guy.
Yeah, he's just nice. And if
you know what, they're generally.
Oh, go ahead.
They're generally good dudes.
Yeah.
They're generally good people. You know what I mean? There's in the world we live in today, unfortunately, there's a lot of negativity out there, but with those guys and myself and your guys, we're trying to spread that positive messaging of fishing. You know, if you haven't, like I say, pick up. I tell my kids all the time, pick up. How's the saying go? I say, less tackle boxes. No, I'm sorry, less X boxes, more tackle boxes.
Yeah,
that's all. Just to get the youth out there. I remember as a kid, like you mentioned, Tommy, you got hooked once you were a kid.
That's
and
it.
That's how it started with me at Jess Ranch. My uncle used to take me to Jess Ranch in Apple Valley, California. I got hooked. And ever since then, we went to Mountain Lakes up in Lyle Creek, California.
Yep.
And when I got old enough to drive, I would go everywhere I could go. I was able to drive to. And it's been like that since now that I have my family.
I remember having my dad drop me and my buddy off at the front gates of Santa Ana River Lakes because, he'd just drop us off and we'd walk up to the little pay booth pay, and then walk all the way around the lake and like fish, and then we'd call them to pick us up from a payphone. Yeah,
I used to go to.
And I see kids.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say
ahead, Paul.
you grew up in Pico Rivera, so you know Downey Wilderness Park. Yep. Like I fish wherever I could ride my bike to. Yep. Tommy got dropped off. Like I just had to like wherever I could ride my bike, and so a lot of it was like Downey Wilderness Park, and I would go meet his nephew, which was growing up. That I mean, we're still friends to this day. Yeah. Best man at my wedding, and we would go fish at Wilderness Park, Downey Wilderness Park, right off the riverbed.
I know where it's at.
And it's they put everything in there: catfish, there's bluegill, there's trout. Yeah. Never caught a bass there.
I've actually caught a big turtle. I caught a big turtle there, Paul. A big turtle, big red-eared turtle, like huge.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I love that. That's a good little park, Paul. I mean, I used to go there too with like you mentioned, my nephew. I used to call him. He would get out of work when he was working at UPS. I remember, and I would call him, "Hey, come pick me up to go fishing." All right, I'll pick you up for a couple hours.
Yeah,
and we would go fishing. Catch little state stalkers, but all in all, good fun.
Oh yeah.
But hey, Paul and Tommy, I don't know if you guys heard, they're reopening Irvine Lake.
No way, I didn't.
Great news for SoCal. Yeah, bro. I just got a notification this morning from a couple buddies, and they awesome. Actually announced it yesterday. But that's news I was looking forward to sharing with you guys on the podcast today.
Thank you. I used to kill at that lake, man.
That's, believe it or not, that's how I found out about Bite On, and I found out about Drew's Custom Bait like in early 2012, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I've been rolling with them for a while, and it's been closed the last 3 years, but it's opening up again, so which is great news.
That's awesome, man, because I used to
really
kill
good
over there. I used to kill right at that back wall. The was it the damn
wall?
Yeah. That's where I used to kill it.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah,
For those of you listening, we're talking to Dave Gonzales. He's an angler out of Southern California. He's pro staff for Bite On and Drew's Custom Baits, and for us as well. He's our newest pro staff. And
which I thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for that.
Dave, you're welcome to come. We don't invite everybody to come in the studio because studio's in my house, but you're definitely welcome to come in and be a guest on our show. We have a setup now where we can have live guests, and so always welcome to come and be here with us.
Next pop-up event that he has or something,
we'll broadcast from it.
We can broadcast from it.
Yeah.
And we can
that'd be awesome. You know what I mean? I'll try to make it out there. I'll try to make it out there once a month, Paul, for you guys. You know what I mean? You guys do a lot for me. I appreciate what you guys have done. And I'm glad to be a part of the company. Great company, man. It's like you said, Paul, earlier. It's hard for to stay in business, and you guys been in business for 2 years. You know what I mean? It's a big market. There's a lot of different directions people could go, but I feel like with the Outsiders Tackle Box, it's great. Because what you get with the amount you pay is, it's how could I put it? It's awesome. It's a great deal. There's nothing that comes close to it. There's other companies out there, but in regards to customer satisfaction and all that, I get a lot of feedback from people I talk to, because Paul gave me a good promo code, which I'll plug up on Father and Son after the podcast.
You can tell everybody right now too.
You can tell them right now.
He has a promo code.
It's basically the promo code is Dave at Outsiders Tackle Box, and what that does for you, you can either get 50% off a one-time purchase of a box, or you can either get 50% off a monthly subscription of a box. So for 12 months, and promo code is Dave. And there's other promo codes I have also for Drew's Custom Bait and Bite On, but like I said, that will be in my Father and Son on Instagram, and if you have a Facebook with that, we can link that from there. Just give me a message, and I'm just excited to be on the show. I'm glad that me and Paul linked up. Like I stated before, it was kind of destined for us to meet again. Destiny has its ways of working it out. But I'm glad, and I'm glad that Tommy, you guys are able to welcome me to the group.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, part of the family. Always have been. We just we didn't know that. We didn't know that he was, he had a love for fishing like you and I. And just to clear it up, I didn't go to Sadie Hawkins with his uncle. We both had girl dates. Like we went, but we had Actually, him, like,
He had a girl
this
named-
is how good
Yeah,
a
female
friend
named-
his uncle is. We went to a Boys to Men concert. I asked Tommy to go to Coldplay. Tommy was making fun of me about Coldplay earlier. I went to a Coldplay concert.
I will make fun of you about Coldplay for the rest of your life.
His uncle, my childhood good buddy, went to a Boys to Men concert. And I know if I would have asked you to go to Boys to Men, you would have been like, dude, you're super gay.
I would have laughed.
We both took dates.
Yeah, but
me and his uncle. But that's just for Tommy not wanting to go to Coldplay with me.
Whatever.
You could have took
that's
your
fine.
wife.
We just had to clear that. We had to clear that up. My bad, Paul. I should have said they had two fine, lovely young females at the time.
I just did it.
Back in,
I said it
early
because
World War-
yeah. Thanks for clearing that up. Tommy doesn't like. I like to poke fun, and I could have left it at me, and it would have been funny too. I would have called.
It wouldn't have shocked me though.
I'm totally fine with it. It would have been funny if I would be like, "Hey, dude, me and you remember when me and you went to City Hawkins together?"
I would have just laughed. I would have just laughed because I was like, "Dude, he listens to Coldplay. It doesn't shock me." So anyway.
Hey Tommy, we're gonna have some fun, Tommy, off the air when we get together and do some fishing. Hey, we got to get together soon. We'll do some fishing, guys.
Absolutely. I'm totally down for it, man.
We just got. We're starting to camp a little bit more. My family. I'm trying to get Tommy to go out there, and so I know there's some lakes out there by you, and some of them, there's Glen Helen, there's Apple Valley, there's like Prado. There's a ton of places to go fishing and camp.
Nice.
Yeah, Silverwood's a great lake. As of the last couple weeks, 2 weeks ago, they threw in about 12,000 pounds of trout. And it had the place jumping for a while. The buzz was really hot. The hype lived up to what it was worth. And a lot of people went home with full stingers. A lot of people practicing a lot of good at catch and release methods up there. It was good. Because we hadn't seen a Silverwood stocking like that, and I can't remember when. All quality fish from Calder's Trout Farm. Australia Lake is like the home lake now, I guess you could say. It's only like 7-8 minutes away. Jess Ranch, great fishery hatchery right here up in Apple Valley too. The list goes on and on. Right there by you, Paul. Now, like I said, Irvine Lake's going to be opening up, so that's a great lake. You know what I mean? You guys definitely have to hit that lake up. It's a jewel right there in OC. It's I think it's the OC's best lake right there, hands down.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm actually excited to do even some bass fishing there because if that place has been closed for a few years, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they're stacked. They're probably stacked.
I'm sure they're stacked right now. Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
Those in the bluegill are probably just killing it.
Oh, the catfish.
Catfish have been feeding on all that bluegill. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Let's grow your YouTube. Tell everybody where to follow you on YouTube. It's your YouTube channel.
Father and Son Fishing on YouTube, guys. Just give me a subscribe. If you guys have your own fishing pages out there too, or fishing YouTube channels, I'll give you guys a subscribe back. Just shoot me a message,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's again. A pleasure being on the show with you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
we enjoyed having you on.
And I'm definitely
you'll be back on the show.
Get in there in the studio, and I will for sure.
Yeah,
most definitely. And didn't we just get a beer sponsor also?
Oh yes. Good plug for Ordnance Brewing.
Ordnance Brewing from Boardman, Oregon.
Right.
Boardman, Oregon. That's all we drink. That's what we.
That's it.
That's
all
we have.
Tap house in Hermiston, Oregon, and we went up there beginning of the month and met up with some cool people and Ryan McMasters, one of our other sponsored reps from Columbia River Hookers, set up the whole thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, so Ordnance Brewing working on distribution. They're going to be in Southern California sooner than later. We hope they're working on it, but they're a newer company, and we were lucky enough to have them listen to the show. Because of one of our sponsored reps, and now they sponsor us with free beer because we drink it with the show. We start every show drinking beer, and all we drink is Ordnance Brewing now. So, thank you, Ordnance Brewing. Thank you, Dave Gonzales. For those of you listening, his Instagram handle is Father and Son Fishing. So is his YouTube. He organizes tournaments. So follow his social media channels and stay tuned to him and participate in any of his events if you're a SoCal angler. And he's going to be back on the show, and you're going to hear a lot from him because he promotes us quite a bit. So we appreciate him joining the Outsider family.
Absolutely.
And Dave, from all of us here at Outsider, Tackle Box, Tight Lines, Fish More, come back on the show anytime.
All right, bud. Have a great Saturday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Tommy. Again, I'd just like to thank you guys for letting me be part of the team. Again, I'll repeat myself. Sometimes I sound like a broken record, but I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. My kids are happy. I take my boys fishing everywhere as much as I can.
Nice.
And they're all excited that you guys welcome me because my son actually it's my son's birthday today.
Nice.
Oh,
So
yeah.
happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday to my son Adrian, and then my little guy is on Tuesday. So happy birthday to Elijah. And thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it, man. It was a great conversation.
Thanks for
We
coming on,
could
man.
sit here for another hour or so.
Oh yeah, we could actually. I was like, well, we're going to give away some free stuff. We're gonna send you some for some stuff, some free gear for coming on the show. So just send me where to mail that.
I appreciate it, Paul.
And
I will,
yeah.
Paul. I will. No problem.
All right.
Tight lines, Dave.
Tight
All right.
lines,
Well,
bud.
you
Take
guys
care.
have a good. Likewise, you guys have a good Saturday. All right.
You too,
All right.
bud.
Thanks for your time, man.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.